This meeting is being recorded.
Hello and welcome to this podcast edition of Sam's Alternatives, episode 12. I'll be chatting to Chris from South Australian metal band Storm the Crown about their latest EP, Ritual, that dropped last month. Speaking of Chris, I better let Chris in because he's in the lobby.
This meeting
Hey. Oh,
G'day, mate. How you going?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
Nice to finally meet you over WebEx.
Yeah, you too.
Yes, I don't know why I'm echoing in your background, but...
Am I? Let me just... Has that fixed anything?
Let's see. I can't hear you.
Oh, no,
I can't hear me now, so...
1 second. Yeah, I know what's going on. 1 second.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, just a click of a button.
Just bear with us. Yeah, the interview is happening. It's just you might hear my voice in the background.
I gotta fix this.
Yeah.
Sorry, my headphones just don't want to kick in for some reason.
No, that's all right. Your audio and visual on your end's perfect, Chris, so that's a good start.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know if that's any better.
Nah.
No. I still don't have. So I haven't used this software before, so.
Oh, no, that's all right. I don't know if it's maybe mine. I'll just have that.
Maybe it's what I'm sending here.
See, it didn't. Oh, it did echo there. So, yeah, but the other part didn't.
How's that?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Fantastic. Yeah, I just had to change the...
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't press the button. Wait a second. I know what I've got to do now, at least.
Nah.
Sorry about this.
That's all good. How you been anyway, Chris?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. We should be good to go now.
No worries. All right, well, let's officially introduce Chris, Killer, whatever you want to call him. Adelaide metal band Storm the Crown. He's the vocalist. I could go through a resume of what Chris does. He's an author, he's a vocalist, he's a YouTuber, and he has his solo project, Killer. I feel like I'm nowhere near in the class of what you do.
I like to keep busy, mate, so yeah, I can't help myself.
Well, it's better to keep busy than not do anything.
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely do keep busy, so.
Yes. And Chris has also done a couple of reaction videos on YouTube as well for Ironstone and also Sleep Token, just a couple of them.
Yeah, Sleep Token went up this morning, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Ironstone, like, I'm a massive Ironstone fan. How they are not bigger than they are.
They are amazing. I didn't know them at all before I heard that song as well. And it completely blew me away. And they seem like really, really nice people from the interactions I've had online with them. So, which is always an awesome thing. So, yeah, it's been really good. I actually I really want to play with them. So,
nah, they are a great bunch of guys. I first met Ironstone about 3 years ago. I feel like it might have been just before their first EP dropped, or the first EP after the early stuff. And yeah, they seem like really nice guys. Being from regional Victoria like myself, it was sort of nice to know, the struggles of having to travel to and from Melbourne for live music and playing gigs. So
yeah, I've got a little bit of that myself. I'm about an hour and a half out of Adelaide.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't drive, so it makes it really difficult. Yeah, so I don't have any public transport or anything where I'm at, so.
Oh, so yeah. How do you cope with that, Chris?
I just do. So I mean, Waffles, our bass player, lives in town as well, the same area. I work in the same area. Adam, our drummer, I work with him. So
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah, so
that's very handy in that case, because
yeah,
otherwise, I don't know how you'd get to band practice or gigs you're playing without
yeah,
public transport or a car.
yeah, it makes it difficult sometimes.
Well,
But
it's
no,
nice.
just plan ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's actually nice to know. I'm the first. I think this is a person that I've first interviewed that hasn't had a car and is in a band.
Well, there,
So
yeah,
and
yeah,
lives
okay.
as far as me from like a big city like Melbourne.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I love it here. This is the town I grew up in. It's a great place, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to really be anywhere else. So yeah,
No.
it's good.
Now, speaking of Melbourne and Storm the
Yes,
Crown boys will be down in May for Dead by Daylight. What a lineup that is!
it is massive. I can't wait. It's going to be huge.
Mm.
Such an awesome show. I'm just having a look. We've got Virtues, I Choose Violence, Furious George, who are the lads. They are amazing. They just came over and played our EP launch. They are fantastic people and they're amazing musicians. Um, the Ecdysis from Adelaide, who are a fantastic band. The the homies in Deadweight 80. I love those guys, and I can't wait to get to see them. Um, it was Indecent, Seek Misery from SA as well, and Ends in Tragedy.
Mm.
Um, it's going to be awesome.
Yes, that's an insane lineup, and it's a funny lineup because I've seen four of the bands on the lineup, but then there's six that I haven't, and funnily enough, five of the six that I haven't seen are from Adelaide. So,
Oh, there you go. No, we're in for a treat. I mean, I Choose Violence and Ecdysis are two of my favourite Adelaide bands. Especially Ecdysis, they just blow me away. Sid, their singer guitarist, is just a maniac in the best possible way. He put a guitar in his hand, and there is just shredding and fire. It is awesome.
I've heard a lot about them, and I choose violence. I mean, the talent coming out of South Australia right at the moment is blowing me away in any style of music, especially metal.
We've been very, very lucky here, and have been very lucky for years. I mean, when I was coming up in the scene 20 years ago, I was playing with bands like Day of Contempt and Prom Queen, and all these amazing bands that were huge in their day as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, Adelaide's been great like that, and it's always been a place where fantastic music's been made. I think there's that little bit of isolation here as well. You're a little bit away from stuff, and you don't tend to get a lot of the bands coming to play Adelaide.
Uh,
And yeah, so we kind of just do it ourselves, I guess.
I guess with Thornhill, I mean, they're playing Adelaide next week, I think, or is it this week? It's coming up soon. They're playing with Signals, who are from, funnily enough, Adelaide as well. And probably one of my favourite Adelaide metal bands there, actually, Signals, but that's hard to say because there are just so many good ones. Like, I love Kin, I love Those Left Behind, Storm the Crown, Discord Signals, the list just goes on from South Australia.
Yeah, we're very, very lucky at the moment. Especially when you get like mini festivals here. The lineup is stacked, and it's mostly Adelaide bands. So
Mm. Nah, but I'm loving Ritual. I love the first EP Valleys, but Ritual just has gone that next step, to be honest.
it has, and it's funny because some of those songs were in the first batch of songs we wrote, and some of them were in the last batch of songs we wrote. There's two songs on there that were in the first four songs that we sat down and pieced together. Um, yeah, so it's a bit of a mix, but it's been fantastic. We're really stoked with how it's come out, and the response has been amazing.
Mm. And we will get to a question a bit later on about what is your favourite song of Ritual, and I'm going to
Yeah.
answer that because, funnily enough, I think it's changed about five times the last week.
It's like that. There's some really different songs on there as well, which is I think one of the great things about it. It's not just in your face the whole time. There's light and shade, and there's different moments there. So it's a good listen, start to finish. And yeah, you do change what
Mm.
what you like on there. So
So that's a word of advice. If you haven't listened to Ritual or Valleys or anything by Storm the Crown, watch this episode and listen but probably listen before the episode goes up, maybe.
I do both,
Yeah.
before and after.
Now, you will be happy to know too, Chris, that two of your songs from Storm the Crown will be on that Locals playlist on Spotify, which I'll upload on Thursday. I'm trying to think what the songs were. Was it maybe the title track and Max Power, maybe? I've gone completely blank.
They're good songs. They're stomping songs, so yeah, they're good choices if they're the ones.
And I added Monsters, your solo stuff with...
Yeah, with my buddy Lee and and his wife Eleanor.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
Actually, speaking of Echoes in Eternity and South Australian bands, I actually heard from Aidan today for the first time in about 6 months, probably.
Oh, fantastic! No, he's a good lad. We caught up when we had our EP launch not that long ago, and he came into town early and we hung out for a few hours. So it was, they're good people, and Lee's one of my best mates. So
yeah. Nah, they haven't been on the WebEx, they've been on the audio podcast Echoes.
Awesome.
There's only 3 bands at the moment that have been on both. I'm hoping that grows over time, but it's just the newer bands that haven't been on the podcast want to jump on at the moment, which I love because I love having new guests on, but I love having the old guests on as well.
It's always good to mix it up and, change things up a bit, so.
Yes. Well, and also Chris got to interview the one, the only Ned from Sydney pop, punk, metal, whatever you want to call their style of music, Red Hook.
Completely genre bending, those guys. They are fantastic. Ned is amazing. He's such just really, really good people. I really enjoyed the chat I had with him. It was just a good time.
Yeah. Oh, they always make it fun. I reckon Alex and Ned, if you get them both on the same interview or at the same gig together, they're going to talk about anything and everything, and it will just be highly entertaining, however long it is.
Well, there's some goals. I'll see if I can get both of them next time.
Yes. I remember the interview, this is a couple of years ago, and I looked at the length time. It was nearly an hour and 40 minutes. I'm like, did we really chat for that long? And then I listened back and it's like, yeah, they just wanted to talk about anything and everything. And as so many people have said, they're the best bunch of people, Red Hook. I can't speak highly enough of them, really.
No, they are awesome, yeah. And they're just about to head around Australia and then they head off over to the UK and Europe, which is fantastic on their first headline tour. So, yeah, amazing. Really, really stoked for them. It's great to see Aussie bands getting out there and doing good things. So
I think if they're not in the top 5 biggest bands in this country at the moment, they're not far off.
No, definitely not. Yeah, I was quite disappointed with the Triple J Hottest 100. I thought they would be in there, but alas, no.
I was disappointed that, firstly, Bomb.com didn't make it. I was really hoping that made it, and maybe like Dr. Frankenstein or Cannibal, and then none of them make it.
No. I mean, my favourite is a weird one on the album because it's Party Zombie, which is like a super pop anthem. But they're a great band. I love those guys.
Nah. If you haven't checked out Red Hook, check them out, as well as Storm the Crown and any of the bands we've mentioned. Yeah. Also, a bit of self-promotion. If you haven't got your tickets for Dead by Daylight, get them. $25, 10 bands. Not even $3 a band.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Bendigo Hotel, great venue. Josh, who runs Deadweight 80, the vocalist and also part of Iron Jaw. Josh is a great bloke.
Awesome,
again,
dude.
Like Red Hook, can't speak highly enough of Josh. He's an absolute gem.
He's fantastic. He headed over for our EP launch as well. Just came over with other guys from Pendle Hill, hung out. It was a good time.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's actually get on to Storm the Crown. Nothing against Red Hook or Deadweight. If Josh or Alex or anyone's listening, I love you guys. But this is about Chris and Storm the Crown, this interview. So let's get on to that part of the interview. Yeah. But Chris, it's pretty genuine, like just a normal chat, like as if we've known each other for 25 years instead of 25 months.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a bunch of questions. Then at the very end, the tables get turned and Chris ask me a hard-hitting question, and nothing's off the table.
Oh,
So
the gears are already turning.
I won't throw you under the bus just yet, Chris, and ask for the question now. That wouldn't be fair.
No, I got a few ideas.
All right. And yep, this interview, as mentioned, will be up within 48 hours, and the playlist of Storm the Crown and a whole heap of other local bands and artists. Probably have missed some in the playlist. It's not easy, hard to do because there's just so much good music.
Yeah, there's way too much good music, especially at the moment. There's so much good stuff coming out.
I looked at the next week and a half. I'm like, oh, we've got a quiet period, and then I realised Thornhill are dropping Bodies, their new album, and then like Awake in Time dropped their new song next week. Grim from New South Wales. It's just like, okay, this isn't a quiet period whatsoever.
No. That's the great thing about being into like local stuff as well as everything else. There's just new music everywhere.
And we read out Spotify a lot, but that is one thing that Spotify is good for with that release radar every Friday. And also, I love the column where it says, if you enjoy this band, you'll enjoy that band.
Yeah. It's the best way to find new stuff. Back in the day, we used to you'd get the album and you'd go to the back of it and you'd see what bands the other band liked or recommended or thanked in their notes.
Yeah.
Or what label they were on. You'd be like, okay, this is this weird indie label I've never heard of. Let's find other bands on this label.
And also, if we're going really nostalgic, Chris, we could go back to the days where you bought a $5 CD single with 4 tracks on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I used to go back. I'm vinyl, so I used to buy vinyl when I was a kid. Yeah, I still remember when I got my first CD player. I think I was maybe 13, and that was still like a brand new thing. Yeah, really cool though.
Yes, a lot of people are probably thinking, oh no, most people nowadays would probably know what a vinyl is because it's made a comeback.
Oh, it definitely has, yeah. And I've got lots of friends that collect vinyl as well. If I had the space and the money, something I'd love to do, but yeah, I collect too much stuff already, as you can see behind me.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I'm not in my bedroom because if you saw the CDs on my wall behind me, I think it looked probably like your background right at the moment, Chris.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You got to have a hobby.
Nah, looks like bobbleheads in your background. Or am I seeing things?
I don't know. I've got about just over 300 Funko Pop vinyls in their boxes still. I've got heaps of Ninja Turtle toys.
Yeah,
Masters of the Universe, all sorts of stuff.
Incredible. Be a few $1,000s worth of things in your room, right?
I'd hate to think about it.
That being said, with the CDs, I have got rid of a lot of them, but there's still, everyone's like, oh, you've got rid of so much. I'm like, that's only the start of it.
Yeah. I love that. But yeah, I can't do it. Yeah. I've got boxes and boxes of toys that I can't put out that I'd love to. But yeah, I just don't have the space at the moment. One day.
But it's a good hobby, though, Chris.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. It's wholesome.
Yeah. If it's not hurting anyone.
Exactly.
Collecting the bobbleheads and the toys and that.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Keeps me busy.
All right. Well, first question I have is how did Storm the Crown form as a band?
Yeah. So, there's a little bit of a history there with being in other bands. So 3 of us have been in other bands, or 4 of us actually have been in other bands for years. And so I bumped into a couple of the guys over the years. And then like years later, I'd moved down to the country to where I'd grown up and just started bumping into a couple of guys. Ended up being Waffles and Ads, our drummer. Who were living and working down here, and yeah, got friendly with them. Ended up starting working with Ads at the tattoo studio where he's a tattooist. I'm a body piercer there, and the 3 of us just started jamming with another friend of ours. We did this thing called We're All Doomed, just kind of noise. I don't really know. It wasn't really any particular style or anything. It was just kind of, we were just having some fun, and we get together once a fortnight and jam, and it's a good time. Get out of the house. And then COVID hit. And that all kind of just disappeared. yeah, probably early 2022, I'm guessing. Ads and I were just at work talking. He'd been jamming with another friend and just said, "Hey, why don't you grab waffles? I've got this mate that's a guitarist who's Betty." And we got together, started playing some songs. Betty and I sat down and we worked out with some of the riffs he's got, some actual songs, and put them together and started jamming. Um, and then, yeah, had a couple of people we tried out on guitar just to see who was going to gel. And then yeah, Alex came along. Adam had jammed with Alex before and just kind of was like, "Hey, I jammed with him once, maybe twice. Why don't I throw him a message and see?" And it was just the perfect fit. We sent Alex the 4 songs that we'd roughly recorded and demoed. He recorded his parts over it and sent it back, and we were just blown away. Like, this is exactly what it needed.
Yep.
And we just went from there. Just kept writing songs, kept going. The response has just been, phenomenal with it all as well. So, but we try and work really hard with it, and we've all got recording setups at home where we can like practice and send stuff to each other and bounce stuff around and play with ideas and like fine tune everything before we even really get down to nutting it out. So.
No, and very interesting what you said about the guitarist with Alex. Like when you just knew he was the right fit for the band, you send him the 4 songs, and you were just blown away with how he could just play the songs, and you know,
Well, the first one I heard back was Freedom, which is on Ritual. And it was the breakdown at the end where he did this guitar part over it, this real techie thing. And I was just like, what the hell is this? This is amazing. We need this guy. Like, this is the guy. And yeah, it's just been perfect since. Alex has really brought a bit more of a death metal, melodic death metal kind of feel to what we're doing as well, which I love. It really suits my style of vocal, with still those metalcore influences that are always going to be there, because of where all of us came up playing and listening to those early 2000 metalcore bands.
that was peak 2000s too with the metalcore bands, and
Oh,
it is
amazing.
slowly making a comeback. The
It,
metalcore.
it is. I mean, you've got a lot of those older bands doing their reunion shows and getting back together and putting albums out. Poison the World putting an album out soon. Bleeding Through have just dropped their first album in years, who we were lucky enough to play with when they were here in Adelaide. So many of those older bands are doing it, and they're just introducing young people to that sound again. And I mean, they're evolving as well. The new Bleeding Through stuff is got that death metal kind of feel to it as well. Awesome.
Mm. I reckon. Have I seen Bleeding Through? I might be mixing them up with another band, but I feel like they might have been at like a Soundwave that I was at, and I think they might have clashed with a band. I don't know what year or who the band
Quite,
they clashed with
quite
was.
possibly. I'm trying to remember when it was. It could have been maybe 2010, maybe.
Yeah, and was that Anti-Flag, Faith No More, Jane's Addiction, or am I thinking of another year
Ooh,
maybe?
I'm not sure.
I
I'm
might be
not
thinking
sure.
of another year, Chris. It does happen.
Yeah, but Faith No More, amazing.
And Soundwave. I mean, a lot of people in the last 10 years would probably be asking, what the hell is Sam and Chris talking about? What is
Yeah,
Soundwave?
yeah. I mean, I could throw a big day out in there as well, but um,
Or Warped or
yeah,
Livid?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we're going too nostalgic there, but
yeah. No,
uh,
it's a good time. I still I love those festivals. They're such a great day.
mm,
It's been great getting to play some metal festivals. Like we just did one in Adelaide in January that was absolutely phenomenal.
was
The I'm Not a Burden
yeah.
festival. Yeah, yeah, absolutely amazing. The best day ever.
That had a sick lineup too. Like again, Dead Weight were on it, and Haraway from Sydney, love those guys. Had a sick lineup. I was
Oh, it
like,
was
if I didn't have my birthday on that same weekend and a party, I probably would
Oh,
have
there you go.
travelled over.
Oh, look, it was a fantastic day, and like, I'm sure it'll happen again. Um, yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it will happen again in January next year, hopefully. So,
Mm.
yeah, it's a great cause. Everything goes to charity for that, and yeah,
Oh, very important. I think I support any charity or any gig festival that donates its money to whether it's Beyond Blue, whether it's for domestic violence, whatever the cause is, I always put money towards because I'm like, it's going towards something that's very important. And yeah, if like sometimes I don't even look at the lineup and just say, no, it's for charity. I'm there
yeah,
whatever the
yeah.
lineup is. The 9 times out of 10, the lineup's that fucking good anyway.
I mean, that's the great thing. You've got so many bands are just putting their hand up to say, "Hey, I want to help out." So,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, I should have probably also added I just dropped an F bomb. Swearing is okay if you want, Chris.
Hey, look out!
Where's the swear jar? Sam might be filling a swear jar very quickly. If
Hey,
we...
you'll be getting rich, mate.
uh, but nah, that's I love that story of how Storm the Crown formed. I just hate that every time a band forms sort of new, we always have to hear the word COVID because it just
Oh,
comes up in conversation.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still part of the modern day psyche at the moment. So,
Just on that though, like I feel like the music since the lockdowns ended is the best music I've seen probably in 10, 15 years.
100%. Um, and even just for me, like I had the time during that period to where I couldn't work to sit at home and make music. And that's what I did. Sat in my studio and just recorded. Made a whole bunch of solo albums and put them out and had a good time. Um,
Mm.
yeah,
Because, of
yeah.
course, I don't know how bad it was in South Australia, and regional Victoria actually wasn't as bad as what Melbourne copped it. But yeah, there's so much stuff we couldn't do. We couldn't go to live music, couldn't do my
Oh,
radio show.
yeah. I couldn't do anything. I
No.
was just at home for 3.5 months.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I got to play guitar every day.
And we hear Storm the Crown. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly,
And
exactly.
so many other amazing bands that have either started due to COVID or have become huge since it. Like I think of bands also like Future Static, how big they've become. Alpha Wolf Speed, Ocean Sleeper. There's bands that are just blossoming now that had COVID not happened, they probably would have been top tier earlier than they are.
Yeah. Yeah, and it gave people the opportunity to like hone in and focus on, what they wanted.
Mm.
I came out of that, and I know heaps of people I know came out of it just going, "Hey, I'm going to start getting to every gig. I'm going to start, you know, doing all this stuff because being stuck at home for that long made me realize how much I'm missing stuff."
I do believe though the first gig I went to after the lockdowns ended, I was sort of like, "Am I actually doing the right thing?" Even though they had lifted, I was like, "Oh, this still feels like I'm breaking rules."
Yeah, no, it was a weird time, but I mean, we're rocking and rolling now, so
Yes, but very important what Chris said is to get out to live music because
yeah,
there's a lot coming up. I don't know how my bank balance is going to cope for April and May alone, but we'll see what happens there.
yeah, it's a crazy time, but you got to get out there and do it and enjoy yourself. And local bands are putting on shows that are just as good as some of the international acts are doing. So,
Mm,
and for hardly any at the cost.
yep. I
Um,
actually forgot to mention also before Dead by Daylight, the band Storm the Crown actually have a gig the 12th of April at
we
Unit
do.
3.
We've
Sorry.
got we've got a few. So yeah, we're playing with Abolished and Final Morning, which is in Lonsdale, which is south of Adelaide. So it's nice for me. It's a little bit closer. It's only like 40 minutes from home. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be a really fun one. Then we've got Heavy Metal Down Under, April 26th at the Cranker in Adelaide, which I'm stoked that we're getting to play the Cranker one last time before they start doing the renovations and stuff that's going to be closed there for 2 years. They've moved the venue to another location, luckily. They found another location so they can continue, employing their staff and putting on shows and doing all that good stuff that they do. But yeah, so one last show there with I Choose Violence, Sons of Erebus, Dark Orion, Spectral Domination, and Venification, which is their first show, which I'm very much looking forward to. Yeah, it should be I'm hoping, like a bit of like black metal. We will see. They're good people. So yeah.
Dark Orion is the band everyone is telling me to check out. And I hadn't heard of them up until about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, there you go. That's the universe is telling you something, mate. Get into it.
Yes. It's a lot of bands like that at the moment. It's just Alien Weaponry. I know they're from New Zealand, but everyone's you listen to No Life, you listen to Crooked Royals in their image. How have you not come across Alien Weaponry? I'm asking myself the same question.
They're a good band. They're definitely worth checking out. Really, really good band. Yeah.
They played Froth and Fury. Was that last year or the year before?
Ooh. It wasn't last year. No. I'm assuming it would have been the year before.
Which one was Sunk? I reckon it was 2023. Sunk Lotto.
Yeah,
Effect. Yeah.
Suicidal Tendencies. Yeah. I didn't get to go to that one, unfortunately. I had to work, but.
Yeah, my friend from Gippsland, funnily enough, went over and she said, "How were you not at this gig?" I'm like, "Oh no, you don't have to tell me." And she's like,
have you headed over for a Froth and Fury before?
No, and that one, I was looking at the lineup, I'm like, Red Hook, Butterfly Effect, Sunk Lotto, Ocean Sleeper, and Mirrors on the lineup alone.
Yeah. But no, it's definitely worth doing, mate. It is a fantastic day. I had the greatest day last year. Definitely worth getting over for. I would 100% recommend it.
I think it's time Sam got up off his ass, to be honest, and go interstate.
Hey, come from that plane, mate. Fly over here. We'd love to see you here.
I might even do the bus trip. I've heard the bus trip, even though it is quite long from Warragul to Melbourne, then Melbourne to Adelaide, but I have heard it is quite nice. And depending which route you go, like Warrnambool, Port Fairy, I was about to say Port Lincoln. Wrong state, Sam, idiot. Port Lincoln's in South Australia.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, Port Fairy and Torquay and all that. So, yeah, depending which way it go, it'd be a really nice bus trip.
I've done the bus trip a few times to Melbourne. It's actually really nice. I like put some headphones on and just zone out and listen to some good music and enjoy the countryside.
I think we're very lucky here in Australia. We got some beautiful places, beautiful roads to travel along. You just got to have the time.
Very much so. And it's one of the things I cannot wait to get over to Melbourne for the Dead by Daylight show, the Bendy. That is going to be a good time. There's a show in is it Ballarat the night before, Nicolas Cage Fighter.
Yeah.
With Deadweight 80 and I Choose Violence, Ecdysis from Adelaide. But we're going to be there for that as well. We're not playing, we're just heading over all together. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. Just getting to see the guys from Deadweight 80 and hang out. And it's going to be a good time.
Oh, Nicolas Cage Fighter, speaking of amazing bands. I don't know if you've seen them, Chris, but...
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic band. They're about to head off and playing with another band I love, Casket Robbery, in the States, doing the American tour over there with them. So, another band that you should definitely check out, Casket Robbery. They are fantastic. Meg, their singer, she is just brutal. They are awesome.
All right,
really nice people as well.
Sam's got a list of bands to check out. It's my homework, as they say.
Yeah, no, it's worth it. I've got playlists like that where people will just send me things and I'm like, I can't get to it now, so it's going in the playlist and I will get to it eventually.
Yeah. Well, people probably wonder how I do track down all these bands or listen to them. 9 times out of 10, when I'm doing preparation for the next episode, that's when I check out these new bands. Because I've got time to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the best time to do it when you're, sitting there reading stuff, or you can take in that new stuff and enjoy it. And yeah.
And also, like Chris, I don't drive as mentioned, so if I'm going to a gig, hour and a half to and from, probably get 20 songs in each way easily.
Easy. Yeah.
Probably more, depending on how long the song is. Knowing my music, it's probably nearly 25 songs in that time.
I see. You put the Sleep Token album on, and you get 4 songs.
Or Dream Theater or something. Dream Theater, you probably only get 5 songs.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome band though.
I love Dream Theater, but yeah, it's like I can't really listen to a whole album of theirs if I'm on a train, or might get halfway through it.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. It goes forever.
Mm. But that's progressive metal for you. Just
Well, that's
ask
it, yeah.
Tool, ask Opeth.
Oh, awesome bands.
Mm.
Yeah. Amazing.
All right, how did you come up with the band name Storm the
Band name?
Crown?
Yeah. It was literally maybe the second practice, and we just kind of threw some names around. Has anyone got any names kicking around in their head? And Betty, our guitarist, was like, "Hey, I've had this name Storm the Crown for a while." We wrote it down. I think we all took a photo of the bit of paper with the names on it, so we could look back at it, and came back to practice 2 weeks later, and everybody just went, "Let's go with Storm the Crown." Yeah, so it was really easy. There's no meaning behind it. There's no, anti-monarchy. There's no anything. Just it was a cool name. It sounded cool. It looked good on paper.
No street name like Parkway Drive naming their
No.
band.
No, nothing like that. Yeah, it literally was just. I mean, Betty, our guitarist, might have a different story when it comes to where he came up with it, but for all of us, it was just he chucked a name in, and we looked at it, and a week later came back, or 2 weeks later came back and went, "That's the one."
Mm. And I like a 3-name band too. There's some good ones out there, both overseas and here in Australia. I feel like nothing against the 2-name bands, but the 3 and the 4-name bands, I find they it rolls off the tongue perfect, like Those Left Behind or Suffer the Avenue. How yeah.
Yeah, it's all about that, how it feels, but then you got weird names. Like, look at Corn.
Backwards.
What is that name? Yeah, what is that name? Corn. They're awesome. So
Oh, Electric Callboy. Well, it used to be. Yeah, we won't get into that, but
yeah. Good band as well.
And German. Well, I don't know what you'd class Electric Callboy. It's metal, but it's sort of like dance metal to some degree.
Synthcore. I don't know.
I do love that. My favourite Electric Callboy song, I think, has to be, even though it's them collaborating with the band, it's got to be Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a.
Oh, awesome song. Fantastic. I did a reaction to it up on my channel. It is awesome. I love that song.
Baby metal. Second best baby metal song, sorry, for Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a fans. Kingslayer is still the best song featuring baby metal.
I see. I'll just go old. I like just straight up baby metal. Like Karate is awesome.
Oh, okay. So, nothing wrong with a differing opinion.
Yeah, see, I love music though. Yeah.
Well, it's good, and if you're in a band and if you love music, music's good for the mental health for so many things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's the best. I love it, and one of my favorite things to do is just to be able to sit down in my studio and make music, and yeah, it's amazing. It's the best.
Well, this is actually an added bonus question, Chris, that wasn't in the list, and it has to do with music. How did you actually come about to starting your music career?
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I grew up in the early 90s with like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and all that stuff, and I was just drawn to wanting to play guitar. So I think at 13, I'd saved up enough money to buy a secondhand acoustic nylon string guitar. And I beat that thing to death for years, until it fell apart, I think. And I've just always had a guitar in my life. And then probably, I'm thinking it would have been 2001, maybe. I'd just come back to Adelaide. from kind of moving around and living all over the place. I'd been in Newcastle for a while and wanted to do something musically. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't feel like I could sing at the time. And I was going to see a lot of hardcore bands, and I just went, well, I think I could do that. Um, and so every opportunity I had with friends that were in punk bands, there was always a section in one of their songs that needed someone to do a scream over it. And so I just happened to be that dude that every gig I would jump up and grab the mic and do that. And then eventually that just, yeah, happened to, people got to know me for doing that. Then started my first band, Paradise Burning, which was a few guys just came up to me and were like, hey, we've seen you at shows jumping up. Your voice sounds good. Do you want to start a band? And then that took off. Paradise Burning did amazing locally. Did really well in Melbourne as well in the early 2000s. And then that progressed into other bands. I was in a band called Closed Casket for a while that did, and again, was fantastic and did amazing things locally. But yeah, I was just always drawn to it. I had to play. I had to do something. I was that kid that was always tapping on something. Or I also have some like mental health issues. So I've got ADHD and autism, and I'm really drawn to music. With that stuff as well. I find it really soothing and calming and relaxing, and something that just brings me untold amounts of joy and happiness. So,
Which is very important, and you can express your feelings with the songs and also stories as well. I think, yeah, that's an awesome story to hear how you got into wanting to starting a music career. And I think the interesting thing I find also is like certain different sort of genres of music and different influences, like you said, Chris, with Nirvana, Pearl Jam, the grunge sound. A lot of metal musicians you will hear say they were intrigued and influenced by bands like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, even though a lot of those bands, outside of maybe Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, didn't have a longevity of sort of having the one vocalist or the one lineup band, Nirvana's influence in the 90s was huge. Alice in Chains were huge and still are to this day.
yeah, awesome band, awesome.
Mm.
And like Nirvana shaped the way I picked up a guitar because I wanted to play Nirvana songs. And that shaped the way I learned how to play guitar. So I wasn't interested in playing anything else at the time. It was just let me play Nirvana songs and a couple of Pearl Jam songs.
Was it
Um,
heart shaped? Sorry, bad pun.
no, no, I think it was like "Come as You Are" was the first song I learned.
Ah, okay, yeah. No, I reckon that would probably be a lot of people's first songs. A lot of people say Smells Like, and it's like, no, I reckon it'd be something like Come As You Are or Lithium or something maybe a little less known and easy to play. I'm not too sure. I've never picked up an instrument, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. I just couldn't help myself. I had to. There was a need and a want to play.
Mm.
So yeah, and it's still there. I can't help myself. I get in trouble. I get in trouble for it all the time.
Yeah, well, as I said at the start of this, there's a lot worse things you could be doing with your time,
Oh,
Chris, than.
definitely. No, I'll tell my partner I'm going to go off for 5 minutes to grab something, and then 45 minutes later she'll knock on the door and like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I picked up the guitar and now I've plugged it in and I'm recording something."
It's interesting also that despite never being in a band, despite not being a musician, because a lot of the time I've sort of felt like, why am I drawn to music so much when really I'm not connected in any way to a band? I think it's more that a lot of friends started up bands 5, 6 years ago, and I started going to their gigs, and that sort of opened my eyes to say, I don't actually have to be in a band to, do what I can to support the local music scene, because I know there's a whole heap of people I know that aren't in bands that have a huge influence on supporting the scene, which is awesome to see.
I love it, and yeah, I mean, we see it every time we play. When we get the, you've got the same people that is always in the front row coming out to see us, and they're not people that are in bands. They're not people that are, they're just people that are drawn to seeing live music and listening to music, um, and we love them for it because they're always there. Yeah, they're fantastic.
And I can think of someone, funnily enough, from Bendigo and who has played Ironstone and probably has played Storm the Crown at least once. Ez from Space Goat, who does Heretic Frequency. I mean, there's someone who supports the scene probably more than anyone I know, to be honest.
Yeah, doing fantastic things as well.
Mm. And if you haven't got your tickets to ticked off that lineup, Orpheus headlining alone with Alienist and Wear the Devil, and then all the other bands, like $20 for 12 bands.
That's the best thing about local shows is, you can go see, 5 to 10 bands and still have plenty of money in your pocket
Mm.
and pick up some t-shirts and bloody, and still have money in your pocket.
Is that Sam's weakness, merch? I think it might be.
Oh, I am the same. I am oh yeah. I love getting new t-shirts.
It's like, do I have space in this wardrobe? No,
Yes,
I don't, but I'm just going to buy it anyway.
yeah, no, I'm the same. Yeah, exactly the same. And I'll come home with like 5 shirts.
The thing I've started doing though with the merch is I don't buy it at the start. I had the tendency to buy the merch before the first band played and I was carrying it all night. So I sort of go just before the last band plays. So it's only like an hour at most to hold the stuff.
Yeah, I've got that advantage of like most of the shows I'm at, I'm usually playing it. So I've always got somewhere to put some stuff down or, a backpack I can stash somewhere. Or behind a merch desk or something. So, yeah.
Yeah, I try not to ask the bands unless I know them pretty well. Like, I generally just, yeah, don't ask them to put merch behind there. But if they offer, then obviously that's fine.
Oh, mate, if you're ever at one of our shows, just ask.
Yeah. Well, I get the feeling I'll be buying some merch at Dead by Dawn.
It's going to be Demo Daylight. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. I cannot wait.
No.
Yeah, I'm itching for it. I just, stoked to get to see. I've got so many like friends from Melbourne as well that I haven't seen for years that I'm going to get to see. So, yeah, it's going to be an awesome weekend. Plus, just road trip with the boys,
It's, I'm gonna have to put in for Sunday. I'll just put in can't work if I get a Sunday shift because that's gonna go to who knows when. Because it starts at 7. I don't see it finishing before 3, probably.
Yeah, well, I have no idea. I mean, I won't be home until the next day, so.
I'm almost thinking I'm just going to stay the whole night and just get the first train out of Melbourne back to Warragul. Because, yeah, 10 bands, 7 o'clock start. It's probably not going to finish till 2:30. The first train's like 6:30. I'll just kill time somewhere.
I've been there and done that. Yeah. Sometimes just sitting down with a book.
Yeah.
Headphones on, book, waiting for the next train.
Nah. But yeah, that's gonna be a great night. There's so many good gigs happening in May. Alpha Wolf are touring around Australia in May. Heists and Ocean Sleeper touring with international bands, obviously ticked off. Ticked off Abduction at the Workers Club. There's a whole heap happening. So, yeah, goodbye bank balance in May.
Yeah. Look, it's got to be done.
All right, what has the overall response been like for Ritual?
It's been amazing. And internationally as well, we've been getting love from just all around the world with it. We've seen, it's just been awesome. And getting to see like our name pop up in places we wouldn't expect it as well, is just blows me away. Like my buddies in the Lost Souls chucked our poster in the background of one of their clips, and there's been stickers on their cars and stuff that they're very easily seen in their clips and stuff. So yeah, it's been amazing though. We're really stoked. We couldn't be happier. We need to get some more music out though. I think that's the next aim. That's the next one.
Well, it's only been, about 4 weeks since Ritual came out. 10th of February. What's that? Maybe 5 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it was a long process for us from the writing through to the recording, and I think we recorded that stuff in June, July last year.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so we're ready for some new stuff. We've got a couple of things we're working on at the moment, so yeah, really excited about that. And I need to knuckle down and actually put some words and pen to paper.
Yep.
Well,
It's
I say pen to paper, but it's more finger to iPad these days. So
yeah. Technology's grown so much in the last 10, 15 years, 20 years even.
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I love it. Just like with my home studio, being able to, I get an idea, I can sit down and work it out, and or we get a new song to work on, and once I've written the lyrics, I can go in and record it, and send it to the boys and see what they think, and yeah,
And
yeah, it's
just
fun.
yeah, just getting one word down on a piece of paper can start a whole writing process, really.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, I mean, I've got pages and pages on my notepad on my iPad that are a line or two lines where I've had something pop into my head and I'm like, quick, write that down, and I'll jump on my iPad, quickly type it out, put it down and forget about it. And there's hundreds of them. But sometimes I'll be thinking like I need something for a new song and I've got nothing at the moment. I'll start reading through those and then I'll suddenly something will come to me from reading one of those lines. So it always pays to just write it down and have it there ready.
Well, the story behind how I came across Storm the Crown, I actually didn't mention that a bit earlier, which I normally do after when how the band came up with the band name or how the band formed. So a couple of stories. Bandcamp. I don't know what I was doing on Bandcamp one day, and I think I was looking up like Those Left Behind or
But
another South Australian band. It might have even been Signals, and then I just started typing in the band name Storm the Sky. And then, like 3 or 4 search bars down, it had Storm the Crown. And Valleys was up on Bandcamp at that very point.
oh, there you go.
And I actually bought the EP and obviously used to play it on the audio podcast. Can't with this, but that's a different story for another time. And I was like, I'm actually going to start listening to this band even more. And now I think it's Storm the Crown might have the third longest streak of most playlists you've featured on. I think only Red Hook and Parkway, I think, are the only other two bands that have featured on more since the start of last year.
Well, that is excellent company to be in. So
Because I feel like every playlist, there's at least one Storm the Crown song. It might be two, might be three, just depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes it might be the whole EP, I don't know.
we will take it. Yeah, I love that, mate. I appreciate it.
Mm. And yeah, Storm the Crown, I haven't looked back. And yeah, I love Ritual. I loved Valleys, but this is even better than Valleys.
Oh, you wait to some of the new stuff. Is like I haven't written anything down lyrically yet, but what I'm hearing musically is just blowing me away.
Well, I can't wait. I love hearing things for the future and what's next for bands. It's always good to hear.
Yeah. No, we try and keep busy. We've got new music hopefully coming soon. We're just working on how we're going to record and all that sort of stuff at the moment, and getting the songs ready to record. I mean, obviously, like I said, I haven't written any lyrics for anything yet, um, but yeah, we love it. We really love it.
And sometimes, Chris, it's better to take things slow with the recording process than rushing.
Definitely. And that's something we've done. We always pre-production everything as well. And that's handy, all of us having our own little mini studios. So we can just do it at home. So I know for myself with the lyrics and all the vocals for Ritual, I probably spent 2 months in the lead up to it, finally tuning each song and working out exactly how I wanted the vocals to sound and how I wanted them layered and all of those details in there. So when we did get into the studio, I had notes for everything, and I just started banging it out. Yeah, yeah, trying to just use that studio time to our advantage, get as much out of it as we possibly can. And I think we did. I think we had a really great result from it.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, as they say, or whatever
Yeah,
that saying is.
yeah. But no, yeah, we're stoked. It's blown us away, the reception on it. The ritual video clip just when it hit streaming and stuff, it just blew up. So yeah, it's been awesome.
And YouTube, I mean, we talk about Spotify being a great platform to expose your music. YouTube is just, yeah. So I don't know many people at all that wouldn't have at least one YouTube account in their household. Nearly everyone would use it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube regularly, so same with my partner and I. At night, we've got certain YouTubers and certain shows that we watch, every week when they come out. So yeah, mostly comedians and stuff like that and podcasts. But
Yeah. I think I actually am more addicted to YouTube now than I was before I started this channel, funnily enough.
there's so much out there. It's easy to do.
And it's always you watch one video and say, oh, I'll just turn it off for 20 minutes or so. And then you're like, oh, no, I can't not go back to it and watch it again.
Yeah. Or you do the opposite with like shorts and stuff where you'll watch one and you're like, oh, it's only a minute long. I'll just watch one more. Or just watch one more. And then suddenly 3 hours has gone by and you haven't moved.
Oh, that happened the other night, actually. I was watching this Watch Mojo list. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, on YouTube, there's a channel called Watch Mojo. They do top 10 lists, top 20 of movies, music. And I reckon I watched 4 or 5. And all of a sudden, an hour's gone by. I'm like, where the hell did that time go?
Yeah, it's easy to do.
And that obviously eats up your data usage. That's probably the only negative of YouTube. It does take a lot.
It does, yeah. Yeah, but it's a good time.
Because I was looking at my data usage for this month and it's already half gone. I'm like, how could it be half gone? And I look at my most used apps and YouTube's number one.
Yeah, TikTok's big for me as well. I'm constantly sitting on TikTok.
See, I should get up off my ass and actually have a look at TikTok. I've never actually been on TikTok before.
I enjoy it. I post on TikTok quite a lot. I'm starting to build up a little bit of a following there, so.
Oh, well, social media and platforms are the way to go to build up,
definitely
bands or your music, or people put recipes up on TikTok as well,
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's a good laugh.
Instagram, there's so many of them. I mean, as long as, actually, that I was going to say bad taste and say, as long as you don't pick up a baby wombat and but yeah, that was not really in. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that
it's easy to find out.
Yeah. Anyway, that's about the only funniest thing Anthony Albanese's ever said was maybe she should go pick up a baby crocodile and see how that goes. It's like,
I love that.
But anyway, that's a topic of discussion that everyone will know about. If you haven't checked out YouTube, TikTok, any of those platforms, you'll see them on any of those.
Yeah, and I'm easy to find on there, so.
I think I subscribed to your channel, Chris.
Oh, there you go. My YouTube channel?
YouTube channel. I reckon I subscribed to KillerTube.
KillerTube, that's me.
I did.
Yeah, so I do a lot of reacts on there, some interviews. I've got some more interviews coming up. I'm just enjoying it. It's a good time. I really enjoy doing it, and making the thumbnails as well. I love doing that as well. So it's just a nice outlet for me.
And you can be talking about or reacting to or interviewing anyone, and it's a lot of fun. Like you could be on the opposite side of the world to the person you're chatting to.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Obviously, we're not. I mean, we're
not that far.
a bit away, but
a little far to walk, but
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I'd try and attempt it. Not at 9 o'clock at night or whatever time it is in Victoria at the moment.
Yeah, no, I think it'd take a week.
Yeah.
Like,
Actually, funny you should mention something like that. I actually looked at how far it would take to walk from the Bendigo Hotel to my place in Warragul.
oh, yeah, that's not fun.
No, I'm just like, no, I'll just wait for the next train.
Yeah, yeah, I would too.
Because I thought, oh, it can't be that far. And now I'm thinking, oh no, Fitzroy, Collingwood area. Then you got the whole highway there as well. Yeah, it probably would take a day at least.
Yeah, yeah, no, no.
No.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
No, I don't even know why I looked up it. I think because someone was saying, oh, how far's Warragul from such and such? And they put it in, and then they looked at like how long it took driving and by train, and then they said, oh, well, you can actually walk it. I'm like, no,
No, yeah, no,
no,
yeah, it does not sound like fun.
no. Unless it was for charity. If it was for charity,
hey.
I'd do it.
Yeah, different story.
You
Yeah.
see those people for charity to walk all around Australia, like Shane Crawford all those years ago walked from Melbourne to Adelaide for breast cancer
Yeah.
Australia, which is a great thing that he did and raised so much money.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Mm.
Really good. Anything like that is awesome.
Yeah. No. Well, if we've been talking that long, I didn't realise it's nearly an hour already.
Oh,
I thought it was like 10 minutes, and look up at the time above me. I'm like, no, it can't be 51 minutes. Where the hell did that go? All right, what are we on to next? Favourite song off Ritual.
off Ritual, easy. That's an easy one for me. It's Riot. I love Riot. It's just got everything in it. It's got your breakdowns. It's got, some real singy parts in it. There's heaps of melody. It's fun. Yeah. Yeah, I loved playing it live as well. Yeah, great song. I love it.
No, Riot's definitely one of my favourites, and it
Oh,
has
awesome.
been favourite for a while, but it's changed again because it's been Run, it's been Freedom, it's been Riot. It is actually now Max Power.
Great song as well. Great song as well. Yeah, and the name has no meaning at all when it comes to the song. It's just a Simpsons reference.
Yeah. Oh, because of Homer, because there was
Yeah.
that other character named Homer Simpson. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. And I think it was because that's what Betty, the guitarist, when he wrote it, that's what he saved the song as, just Max Power.
Yeah.
And when it came time to name it, I'm like, well, let's just leave it as Max Power. One word though, because all my song titles are one word.
Yeah, there's some song titles. I'm going to think of a few Australian bands and international bands where there's like heaps of words. Like Frenzal Rom at one stage had like 7 or 8 titles, like words in the song title. I'm like, gee, try saying that all in one go.
Yeah, it's a mouthful and a half.
And
I keep all mine down to just one word usually.
I would almost argue the best songs in the last few years have just been one word.
A lot of them have, yeah. Yeah, some of my favourites in the last few months have been one word.
Mm. But then again, there's been a lot that have had 3 or 4 words. I'm like, this is actually like, yeah, it sounds really good. Like, I think of Dead Weight 80. I think of like Slip Into the Dark with Nick from Nicolas Cage Fighter, and that's such a killer song, but it's like 4 words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good time.
Well, actually, sorry, and it's got the brackets in the
Well, yeah.
there as well. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I don't know why I do that. I just keep them down to one word. I don't know. There's no reason for it. It's just something I do.
No.
I do it with a lot of my solo stuff as well. It's all just one word.
Yep. No, I have checked out Killer. I've checked out Monsters and the other songs that have been released. And yeah, I like the solo stuff as well as the stuff with Storm the Crown.
It's different. It's very different to the Storm the Crown stuff. And I'm working on stuff. That's what I've been doing the last couple of days, just working on some new solo stuff that's just different again. Um, I've also got some black metal stuff I've been working on as well for some solo stuff. So I've got a few things floating around. Like I said before, I can't help myself when it comes to creativity and stuff. So sometimes I'll sit down at the computer to write something, and what I intended on working on doesn't happen, and something new happens, or I'll hear a synth for the first time, and a whole song comes out of it. So
Wow. And if you don't write that down at the time or think about it, that might be your next big hit.
I always hit record.
Yeah.
Always hit record. Always hit record. Always save. Because yeah, you never know.
Nah. Because, yeah, like if you're talking to the rest of the band or if it's with the Killer Project and someone says, oh, have you got something in the making or is there a demo you want to show us? Then it's there, saved in your files. You go,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah. And I just love it. So, and the amount of times I've saved something that I never thought I'd go back to, and eventually have gone back to it and like pulled something out of it, or used something from it, or it's just been a reference for a setting on something, or yeah. But always saving, always recording.
Mm. Yes, Sam has done a few test WebExes in the past and realised before this became a thing why it wasn't going to my files. Sam forgot to save it to my computer. I saved it to iCloud.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the hell's the file? And then I'm like, look down at the record button, like, you're an idiot, Sam.
I'm learning all these things at the moment with my channel, so.
But it all fizzles out, and yeah, and when it's something new, like as you said, Chris, I mean, like you're getting used to the YouTube channel that you're running and all the ins and outs about it. Once you get the hang of it, things go smoothly. Things do happen.
Yeah. No, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I've had YouTube channels before. I've done stuff, and so I had a little bit of an idea going into this, about how to do a few of the bits and pieces and editing and all of that. So, I'm really enjoying it though. Like I said, I have to create things. So, I think the good thing with YouTube is when you create something like that, it's the same with music, I guess, but YouTube's a little more instant, I think, because you see when someone's watched your video.
Yeah.
And you get that dopamine hit, like, hey, I made something and someone's enjoying it. Yeah.
And I'd try not to obsess over watch times and subscribers and all that, but then you look at the analytics. I think I said that totally wrong, but the stats of like the subscribers, the watch time, and all that, and it's actually quite interesting to look at it. Like
It is. It is. Yeah. Yeah. It's something I've started to not focus on, but I'm always looking at that stuff, seeing what's going on, and trying to help think of ways I can improve things and hit demographics better. And
I'm thinking, and not right this moment, but I'm thinking I've got to return the favour. I should come on your YouTube channel somewhere down the track.
100%, mate. 100%. I'd love to have you on. It'd be a good time.
That would be interesting because I haven't done many interviews where I've been interviewed. So
there you go. We'll flip the script on you, mate.
Yes, I've had it done once when I was at a radio station. I'm like, this does feel a bit odd because all of a sudden I'm on the other side of the desk. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's an odd one. I feel the same because I've always just been the person getting interviewed. And so when I'm doing the interviewing, because I do some stuff with Crank Radio as well, with Jai, that Aussie metal guy. And so I've sat in on a couple of interviews with him as well now. And yeah, it's a little bit nerve-wracking still for me, but yeah, it's much easier being interviewed. For me, anyway, for me.
That's interesting because I've heard a few different stories about when they're interviewing someone instead of being interviewed, they actually feel more comfortable.
Yeah, no, I was the first few I've done, I've been quite nervous leading into them, and once everything's the ball's rolling and you're in the middle of it, everything's good. But yeah, leading into them, I've been quite nervous and making sure I've prepped everything and I'm all good to go.
I think, and this might sound strange to some people, the way I put it, and some people have said, what do you mean by this? I actually find it easier to interview someone I've never met on the street before than someone I have met.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. Yeah, I've got a couple of interviews coming up with people that one of them that I'm quite really good friends with, and so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm not sure yet, so.
And I always go back to the fact, Chris, I think it's because the person you're interviewing that you have never met before, there's so much you want to hear and get to know about the band that it's just going to feel like you've known them for 20 years, but you haven't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time. You get to ask those questions that you don't know, that you want to know, rather than it's rather than being someone that it's a friend that you've already kind of asked those questions or already know that stuff. It's nice getting to hear it for the first time, and it's a good time.
And now there's a lot of bands that like I have met in person that I probably would get nervous interviewing now because I have got to know them quite well. Like Deadweight, like I couldn't interview Josh now without being nervous.
Yeah, see, I love Josh. Josh is a good dude. Yeah, actually, I want to get Julian on the channel for a chat at some stage.
Yeah.
I love Julian. He is my buddy. Yeah, so that'd be awesome to get Julian on as well. Just to have a chat with him about music and life and.
Or could he trick you and you think you're talking to
Reese
Julian, but you might be talking to Reese?
Yeah, no, I think I've got it worked out now. Like, I mean, they've got different tattoos, which is a dead giveaway.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I could work it out, but you never know.
The funniest thing I've ever heard was a band out of Melbourne called Armored Earth. Must have been playing the show with Deadweight 80 at some stage. And I was talking to Chase a couple of months ago, and he goes, "Oh, someone came up to me at Armored Earth and said, oh, you and the drummer look a lot alike." And Chase turns around and goes, "If you think we look alike, wait till you see Deadweight 80. Because Julian and Reese being twins.
Yeah. Yeah, it throws people. It definitely throws people.
They
are the best. I love those guys.
I have come unstuck. I have called Julian Reese and Reese Julian. And I'm like, oh, you're not Reese, you're Julian. It's like, oh.
I have too the first time I met them, but yeah, I think I've got it down now.
Yeah. All right. Maybe I need to look at their tattoos or.
Yeah. Different hand tattoos. But no, they came over for Burden in January, and I spent most of the day hanging out with Julian. So that was a good time.
They're great blokes, and I'm keen to see the new drummer too, because Mullane for so long was the drummer of Deadweight 80, and now they've changed drummers.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And for those that are old Deadweight 80 fans, obviously, Josh, I had a brain fade then, is the new vocalist. He has been for the last year. Ricky was the original one a few years before that, who's now in another awesome band called Saving Face, if you haven't checked out.
Oh, there you go. But no, yeah, the Deadweight 80 guys they are the homies. I love those guys. I'm really looking forward to just getting to see them, and playing with them is just a bonus. Yeah.
Well, I'll get to see them a few weeks before Dead by Dawn, because they're playing with Total Buzzkill and Glow at Nighthawks on the 4th of April, I think.
Yes. No, I know the show. Yeah, it looks like a really great night.
Yes, it's just annoying that it's the same night as Red Hook.
Oh.
It's like, oh, my homies are in both gigs. I'm like, what do I do? One's in Torquay, one's in Melbourne. It's not really helpful. They're not close by.
I flip a coin.
Oh, yeah. I love Red Hook. I do. I've seen them this year already, and I've seen them twice in the last 12 months. So it's sort of like, all right, maybe Maybe go
Yeah,
total buzzkill.
100%.
Yeah. And also Inherit Nothing are playing in Frankston at Singing Birds with Pizza Death and a few other bands as well
Yeah,
the
nice.
same
Yeah.
night. It's like,
Oh, that'll be a fun one as well.
oh yes, no, I love the boys in Inherit Nothing and Pizza Death. I still haven't seen. I must be the only person in Australia that has not seen them.
They were over here for Throth Fury last year. They were great. They handed out pizzas to the crowd.
Oh, Pizza Death, I love that name. And what's that other band? Speaking of Simpsons references, from Melbourne. What are they called? Doctor Colossus.
Oh, yeah.
If no one hasn't checked out Doctor Colossus, it's all Simpsons references. They
They
are,
are a party. It's a good time.
yeah. What is it? Buy Me Bonestorm or Go to Hell is one of their
Yeah.
songs. Oh, all right. Who haven't we mentioned in this podcast? I can think of a few bands, but they probably get enough love. I was meaning bands like Alpha Wolf and Wind Waker Last Martyr that obviously are big enough already. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, look, there's so many young bands coming up. I get stoked when we get new bands playing with us, and it's great to see these young dudes just stepping it up. Blows me away.
nah, it's awesome to see. And yeah, my word of advice is support the local scene. Get out,
Yeah,
see these bands, message them, stream them, share them, do all that.
buy a t-shirt.
Yep. Say good day. A lot of
Yeah,
people are too afraid to go up. It's like, no,
no,
go
please
up.
do. We love that. We love that. Yeah, we want to meet you guys. We want to hang out.
Mm. And merch desk is generally the place to be. Either that or the bar. They're either at the bar or
Yeah,
the merch desk.
yeah. I mean, depends. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it's a good time, and like, definitely don't be afraid. You can ask any of our fans. Like, they all know that we are super approachable. Um, last like festival we played, we were sitting in the grass in a big circle with all of our fans sitting around with us and just having a good time. So
Yep. I love approaching bands, and the interstate bands are the ones that I've found actually to be the easiest to approach, which might surprise some people. But the Melbourne bands are great as well. But I feel like the interstate bands I've always approached and just sat there and chatted for ages, and it's like 9 times out of 10, the band I meet, I don't even get inside the venue. They're already outside the venue. Like, discussed. I mean, at the Bendigo Hotel show last year, Disgust, Loner, and Deadweight were all out the front. I couldn't even get in the venue before.
yeah, and I love that. And I'm the same. Wherever we're playing, that's where you usually find me, out the front of the venue after we've checked in and done everything we needed to. And if I'm not there, I'm probably going to get a feed. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm usually hanging out the front, just like, yeah, talking to people. That's what it's all about.
Well, getting a feed is important, especially if you're on last. Because,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's tough. Yeah, and
yeah.
then an hour and a half trip back home as well afterwards. So
Oh, on top of that as well, yeah. It's all right. Well, I've only really got one more question, Chris, and
yeah,
then the tables get turned.
let's do it.
Chris asked me the question, and the last question is: where do you actually see Storm the Crown in 5 years' time?
Um, I mean, hopefully, still making music, still having a good time, still smiling. That's all we can hope for. Everything else on top of that is just a bonus. We'd love to be, playing bigger and better shows and all of that sort of stuff. I mean, it would be amazing to be able to make a living off of playing music, but we're not doing it for that. We just love what we do. And so, yeah, in 5 years, that's the aim, just to still be doing it, to still be good friends, to still be making music, to still be laughing, having a good time with each other. And hopefully there's some fans there still that want to do it with us. So,
Well, I think the most important thing there is to still love what you're doing, because I think that's very, very important to still enjoy it and love playing shows, producing music, doing all that because you can see it straight away when the band is loving what they do. You see it in their show straight away.
Yeah, and we definitely do. Yeah, it's everything to us. Yeah, Adam and I, our drummer at work, almost every day we work together. It's like, how much longer till band practice? Just because we love, like, getting to hang out. I put on a barbecue for the boys every band practice, so we get to sit down and have a meal together, and it's a family. So,
Yeah.
we love just getting to hang out, to make music, and then playing shows on top of that is just the cream. Yeah, couldn't ask for anything more.
And live music and playing shows like is important to put on a show if there's 20 people in the crowd as much as if there's 200 people in the crowd.
There's one person. Yeah, yeah. But you know what? If there's no people there, I'll still put on a show. You look at us in band practice. We're in a room by ourselves, and we're still jumping around, and we're still having a good time. So,
Mm. And yeah, I think I've been at shows where there's been like 5 people, and it's just like they're the ones that are the best in some ways because it feels like more of an intimate show.
yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. I've been to so many shows like that, and I've played shows like that as well. It's never. I mean, some people walk away from something like that and like, it wasn't great, and I always just have the best time with it. Yeah, you'll still have that one person in the front row that still knows all the words and wants to sing along, and um, you know, all it takes is one person to tap their feet and pop their head up and down, and everyone's having a good time.
The other factor in that is also that that one person could have been anywhere else on that night, and they chose to come and see you at a.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Exactly. And I always, every show, I dedicate a song to the people that are there that night, because they're the people that are buying tickets. They're the people that are buying merch. And if people don't buy tickets and don't buy merch, then we can't come out and play.
Mm.
If no one's buying tickets to shows, then there's no shows to play. So, that's the most important thing, people buying tickets and coming out to see shows and supporting local bands and bringing their friends as well. That's a
Word of
big thing as
mouth.
well.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Don't just come to the show by yourself. Get all your mates, bring them along.
and important, and I do this probably 90 times out of 100, is buy the ticket before the night.
Yes, yes, always, always. When those tickets go on sale, grab it, because you never know if it's going to sell out.
Because even if it is like $30 or $40 and you pay it the day it comes out, the best thing knowing that you've bought it the day of the ticket sales is that you've got that ticket no matter what happens.
Yeah,
It sells out, you've got yourself a ticket to that show.
yeah, yeah. Plus, it helps the promoters, it helps the bands, it helps everyone that's, we look at that stuff as we're leading up to the show, how many tickets have been sold and, how we're looking for it. And, that stuff's important to make sure that shows can continue to go on. So,
And door spots, yeah, I've got an interesting point of view on that one. Like, I do agree door spots for, you know, photographers, for PR people, for merch people, but I just, unless the band offers, I don't ask for door spots.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't usually, like, bands will get one or two door spots these days, and that usually covers like your photographer and a merch person, or a merch person and one of the guys' girlfriends that's coming that night.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not usually a lot of those sort of spots sitting around.
Because
I,
also,
I love it when I get the chance to be able to give them to people though, because it's the best to be able to just go, hey, you can't come tonight. I've got a door spot. I want to see you there.
yeah. The issue though with door spots also, the reason I still buy tickets even if I have one, because I'm thinking if a venue doesn't get the list of the guest list or door spots and it's sold out.
I've been there as well. I've been oh, this is like years ago, but waiting for the boys from Antiseptic to get to Adelaide because they'd put me on their door. But they hadn't got there yet, so they hadn't had the names on the door. So I was just sitting
no.
downstairs. I was just sitting downstairs, like, I just want to go watch the bands play.
Oh,
They got there. They got there eventually. They were really late, but they got there like just before the band before them was about to start. So
oh.
it was funny. It was funny. And they're good people. They're good mates. So
Nah, I love antiseptic skeptic. Sorry, I interviewed Sean a couple of
yeah,
years ago.
yeah, Mr. Daly, he's the best. I love Sean.
Gee, that's I remember when Cold first got played on Triple J, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Who is this band?" And
yeah.
then,
Well, Sean did a black metal project not that long ago where he covered a whole bunch of antiseptic stuff. So I've got some vocals where I'm doing backing vocals on a couple of them. So I'm definitely on Called, and there's another one I did as well.
now speaking of anti-skeptic, they are playing a show in Melbourne at a youth centre with Body Jar, which I'm intrigued. And it's secret headliner. I'm interested to know who the secret headliner is more than
Oh,
anything.
so would I, because that's a good lineup already.
I'm feeling like it might be nostalgic and probably not going to happen, but I feel like it's going to be someone like Area 7 or 28 Days or something.
I was just thinking 28 days. Yeah, that'd be dope. Get Scotty up there again.
Yeah. Well, Body Jar, interesting story. The drummer, I don't know if Shane still is the drummer of Body Jar, he might still be, actually is from my neck of the woods.
Oh, really?
From
There you go.
Morwell. So, because my mate actually works with him, I'm like, no way. He's like, yeah, Shane from Body Jar's my boss.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that sort of thing.
So, old school Body Jar. Speaking of Aussie punk rock, that How It Works album with like Not the Same and Fall to the Ground, just killer.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Awesome band. Another band I grew up listening to and going to see live. And yeah, great band.
And I saw him at Unified. Actually, the first Unify I attended in 2017. Body Jar, funnily enough, were there.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I remember them from, they played my hometown. I would have been 16, 17 maybe. And we couldn't get in because it was in a pub. So we like hid by a back door and listened to them play. And then like had a box of Tim Tams and gave them all Tim Tams afterwards. And
Chocolate, and bands aren't going to say no to chocolate. Or people
no,
in general aren't going to say no to chocolate.
yeah, no, but it's one of my, that's a fun memory. Meeting those guys for the first time, and they'd played with Jebediah. They were on tour with them, so meeting those guys as well.
Well, the
Yeah,
old
I must have been, yeah, maybe 15, 16. So
90s Aussie alternative punk rock.
it's good
Jebediah,
stuff.
Regurgitatus, Body Jar.
Love the Gurge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
Magic
never-
Dirt.
Oh, yeah, old school Magic Dirt. What was
Yeah.
that? What was their first song that I got really into? Something with fangs, Rabbit with Fangs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
No. And obviously from Geelong as well, regional Victoria.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Awesome bands at the time were coming out of there.
Still some really good regional bands coming out of
Oh,
Victoria as
definitely.
well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think there's good bands coming out of everywhere at the moment, though.
I couldn't tell you which state has the best bands at the moment because I don't obviously know.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing with music as well. It's such a individual thing. What I like, the next person next to me is going to hate. And yeah, what I'm going to say is the best band ever. You will probably say that they're not the best band ever. This is the best band ever.
But that's the beauty of democracy, you know.
Yeah, well, that's it. I don't know what I'm like. The best band ever could change 3 times in a day. So
Yep. Unless you ask someone who's the biggest band in Australia at the moment, and then you'd probably get 99 out of 100 saying Parkway.
yeah, they'd have to be Australia's biggest musical export at the moment for sure.
Yeah, look, North Lane in Arts Way, they're big, but yeah, they're not on the level of Parkway.
No, and the Parkway guys are just really nice people as well.
Mm.
I had the pleasure of playing with them years and years ago with my first band, and they were just awesome. Yeah, good people.
All right. Well, now the tables are turned.
All
So
right.
interviewer becomes question answerer. No, that's not the right word.
Guys, here we go. What is going on? This is Killer here. Time for me to ask the hard questions.
5 minutes with Sam. No.
No, it's a real simple one. Do you have any guilty musical pleasures? Something that you listen to that you people wouldn't expect you to like or to be into?
I love that question. And it's different in a way that it's not in the genres of music I would generally listen to. But I think my guilty pleasure would have to be something like Beastie Boys.
Oh, that's not a guilty pleasure. They're the best.
Like,
They're
just given
amazing.
that, like, compared to the metal and punk that I
Yeah,
listen
I
to.
understand that. No, see, my favorite song of all time is Beyonce, "Crazy in Love."
With Jay-Z.
Yeah, that is the best song ever written. I love it. And no matter where I am, if that comes on, the hands are going in the air and I am dancing.
See, a guilty pleasure of Beyonce of mine is actually Formation.
That's it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. But I love music, so I can take from all sorts of music and find things in it that you can use in your heavier music or in different stuff. So
But if we go on Aussie guilty pleasure, it again, it's probably not a bad guilty pleasure, but again, it's a lot different to the stuff I would listen to. It's actually a band by the name of Spiderbait.
Spiderbait are fantastic.
Again, it's
Yeah,
because it's a little bit different.
very good band. Good band. Buy Me a Pony or Calypso as well. So again, I grew up with like seeing those bands and like you'd sit up at night and wait for Rage to come on a Saturday night, so you could see a lot of those bands.
Mm. No, so I'd say Beasties and Spiderbait.
Yes, I love Beastie Boys, so you cannot go wrong with the Beastie Boys. They are awesome.
I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what my favourite Beastie Boys song is. There's that
I
many.
yeah, I couldn't tell you. I love them all.
I'd probably say just because I love the video clip to it, probably Sabotage.
It's a good song, great song with that '70s cop feel.
Yeah. No, I like that question though, the guilty pleasures, because everyone has them.
It's exactly right. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with having that either.
No,
Yeah, everyone does something that people wouldn't expect them to do, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it.
no, no. Good question.
Rock and roll. There you go.
I'm happy to answer another one if you do have another one.
Now you got to make me think. Ooh. What was the first band that put you onto music?
Oh, love this. And I think we did mention them a bit earlier too, in the grunge era. Band by the name of Soundgarden are the band that
Oh,
I funnily enough, what you mentioned before, Chris, about Rage, I remember watching Rage, I think this was around 1992 when Bad Motorfinger dropped, and I saw the video clip to Jesus Christ Pose.
yes, great song.
And still to this day, probably my all time favourite Soundgarden song. A lot of people are going to say, what about Spoon Man? What about Black Hole Sun? But I just
No,
feel like that.
Bad Motorfinger's the best album ever.
Mm.
But
And
yeah,
the scariest thing is, it's not even the best song on Bad Motorfinger, Jesus Christ Pose. And
no,
I think that's even more. Like, I love Outshined. I love Rusty Cage.
Rusty Cage is awesome. Yeah,
Uh, But yeah, Soundgarden, when I saw Jesus Christ Pose, I went back and listened to Bad Motorfinger. I'm just like, no matter whether this is grunge, metal, whatever it is, this is easily one of the best albums of the 90s and all time.
yeah, no, they are awesome, and they're one of those bands that can do no wrong for me. I like all of their albums, start to finish. Yeah, fantastic. And again, they were a band that I grew up with. Chris Cornell's vocals were just beautiful, and his range was amazing. So, yeah, awesome band.
Rest in peace, Chris, as well. Probably, arguably, the one that hit me the hardest in the last 10 years, Chris Cornell.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely rocked me. So
Maybe Joey Jordison might have just been a bigger hit, but I think Chris Cornell, like just Soundgarden, even Audio Slave, like their first album is as good as Soundgarden's first album.
yeah, yeah, amazing, amazing. Yeah, his voice is just spectacular.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
And
very, very gifted. Even like the Temple of the Dog stuff that he did with it was half Soundgarden, half Pearl Jam. Awesome, awesome stuff. And Chris wrote a lot of that stuff. So
even some of his solo stuff as well, I didn't mind.
awesome. And he's got a really great acoustic album he put out as well. Live acoustic album that is amazing.
Mm. Actually, speaking of covers, if you haven't checked out, Chris Cornell actually did a cover of Billie Jean, originally
Yes.
done by Michael Jackson. I think he did a cover of Ring of Fire, possibly. It was a Johnny Cash
He has?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Nothing Compares to You by Prince as well.
Yep.
Which is a great cover that he does of that. He's one of those musicians I still struggled when I hear his voice a little bit. He's not someone I can still listen to all the time like I used to since he passed. Just because that reminder of it is still quite fresh. But
Yeah.
yeah, but amazing. His voice is just beautiful.
Mm. There's certain Soundgarden songs I just can't listen to, and one of them, sadly, is Fell on Black Days. Just, yeah, it's such a hard song to listen to when he was alive, but now,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
difficult. Yeah.
But yeah,
Like musicians, we just wear our hearts on our sleeves. So
mm. And Chester Bennington's the same. There's a lot of Linkin Park I can't listen to anymore.
Yep.
Especially
Yes.
Numb. I used to love Numb, and then listening back to the lyrics, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, it was pretty full on lyrics.
Yeah, he was telling people what he was going through. So
Mm. But nah, yeah, I think Soundgarden easily would have to be the band that got me into music.
fantastic. No, they are awesome. Great band.
Well, what has been great, and I've loved every minute of, is this episode, and this is the only part of the interview I don't like, Chris. Is the end.
The swan song.
It's like, I say this every time I know, but it's like when an interview has gone so good, like this one has, like they all have, it's like the thing that always makes me just want to keep going is that I don't want conversations like this to end because,
Well, all it means is we're going to have to do it again.
yes, that's definitely a thing on the cards. It might have to wait till next year back on this show, but I could definitely come on yours between now and then.
100%. Yeah.
But I'd have Storm the Crown back. I'd have Chris back anytime.
No, fantastic. No, we'd love to come and hang out. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to see you in face to face in Melbourne, not too far away.
Yes. I don't think I'll get to see you before then, face to face, unless.
No, probably not. Yeah.
Oh, you never
Meet
know.
halfway.
Right?
Yeah, we'll meet halfway.
Well, it would be halfway between South
Oh.
Australia and Warragul.
Probably-
No, Warrnambool wouldn't be.
Mildura, maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe Port. Oh no, Port Fairy's closer to South Australia. No, wouldn't. Maybe Apollo Bay. Maybe if we're going
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have Google on me.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would need that too.
Yeah, and that's a problem. If I go into Google on this laptop, it goes out of the meeting. Even though I know we're finishing up in the next minute or so, but even so.
But no, yeah. Next time we'll have to work it out and we'll meet halfway and
All
have
right.
have a picnic.
Sounds good to me. I'll have to get there by public transport, as mentioned. 'cause
I'll have to do the same. So yeah, I'll have to do the same. The sandwiches might be a bit soggy by the time I get there, but
Oh, well, they probably would be on my end as well, because I'd have to, if it was past Geelong, I'd have to get off at Southern Cross, then another train to wherever, and then Yeah, I don't know how I'd get to Apollo Bay if that's the halfway point, but
We'll work it out, mate. We'll sit under a nice tree somewhere and have a picnic.
yeah. Or I might be able to persuade Kyle from Disgust. He lives in Geelong. He might be able to meet halfway. I don't know.
Hey, sounds good. I'll get Timmy from Those Left Behind and we'll head over.
Oh, yes. I've never met Tim. I've spoken to him over WebEx, but never met Tim.
He is lovely. They're good people. They're good mates of ours.
I love Those Left Behind. I think like a lot of bands, they just want to get on every year and have a chat. And sometimes it's not about music; it's just the catch up, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're really good people. I got a lot of time for those guys.
If you're listening, Tim, Brendan, Co.
What up, homies?
Yes. I think they're jumping back on later this year. I was talking to
Nice.
Brendan a few weeks ago, or Tim, one of them, and they said maybe look at October. So,
Oh, beautiful.
mm,
Beautiful. Look, they should have some new music by then, so I hope to think so anyway.
yes. I really hope he gets back to his shit talking shenanigans, Tim, too, because I was liking that.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I was on the first episode he put up, so
Oh,
um,
of course.
yeah, it's a good time. That was a good time. Yeah, I think he definitely should.
Yeah. All right. It's a sad part of the interview now, but Chris from Storm the Crown, it's been an absolute pleasure, as it has with every guest I've interviewed. Chris is welcome back. Any of the guys from Storm the Crown are welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate it. It's been a good time, and I look forward to doing it again.
No worries. And I'll send you the link sometime Thursday. Might be early morning, mid-afternoon, somewhere around there.
Sounds good, mate. Sounds good. I look forward to seeing you face to face in a few weeks' time.
Yes, can't wait for Dead by Dawn. If you haven't got your tickets, get to that show right now.
Get into it. Yeah, all the links are available. You can find all our stuff on our socials. Everything is up there. Hit the links in the bio to find tickets to everything.
Awesome as Chris. It's been an absolute pleasure. And if I don't talk to you or see you before the 17th of May, I'll catch you at the Bendy.
Sounds fantastic, mate. I look forward to it.
No worries, Chris.
Catch you later, mate. Thank you so much.
All good. Had a ball. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.
You too, mate. Catch you later.
Catch up.
Wow.